Hi guys, it's Vicki here, and I'm going to do a recipe today, and this one is going out to Susan. Susan, this is a way to get chocolate into us when we need it. So this is also using your beautiful, absolutely yummy, delicious pecans. Thank you so much for sending those to me. I can't tell you how much I absolutely adore them. So the recipe today is going to be for what I call my version of a chocolate turtle. I don't know if you guys have such a thing in the United States, but in or in the rest of the world, but in Canada we have a box chocolate that we usually have at Christmas time called turtles, and they're like a pecan and caramel and chocolate kind of a chocolate. So hope to share that with you and that you guys will all enjoy it, and I'll get to that in a second. But in the meantime, I just wanted to say too that in October I'm going to be heading down to Texas to meet up with all the folks at the meet and greet in San Antonio, and if anyone else is interested, I think it would be such a fun time. So I think it's kind of an open invitation for everyone. And let's go have a look at the Alamo and maybe have some fun all together. So, okay, let's get on first of all with some chocolate. Okay, so for the recipe today, what we need are some pecans. And I've got a whole bunch of pecans there. I'm not sure how many there are, but a good handful. And I've got, this is some carob powder. It's raw, untoasted carob powder from Spain, wild crafted. It's so sweet and yummy, even by itself. Sometimes if I really want something a little sweet, I will just honestly have a little bit of that. Like, it's amazing how yummy that is. And I've got some coconut oil and some yacon syrup. I go with this if I don't use honey because I like the low glycemic aspect of it. And I've got just a tiny little bit of salt here. This is just like, sea salt. And that's all we need. So we're going to get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, this is the coconut oil, and I'm just going to take like what's probably a teaspoon, because it's, well, maybe a little more than a teaspoon. I have a fair amount because I have a lot of nuts there. And I'm going to put that coconut oil in that little glass bowl there. And then I'm going to add, probably there's 1 teaspoon. And now sort of the equivalent of a 2nd teaspoon of the yacon syrup. And just a pinch of salt. And I'm going to mix this up. It's really strange. For some reason, when the coconut oil mixes with the yacon syrup, they don't want to combine all that well. So especially now that I'm going to get some carob powder and put that in, it's strange what's going to start to happen. It's going to come together, and then the oil is going to want to separate. So don't be surprised if that happens. So I'm putting in 2 teaspoons of carob powder now, and I'm going to see whether or not I have enough liquid in here. If not, I will add a little more of the yacon syrup. Yep, I can see I need to add a little bit more, so let's just put another teaspoon. And you know what? I've got 3 teaspoons here, and a tablespoon of this stuff only has 30 calories in it, so we don't have to worry about calories with that, with this, and we don't have to worry about our glycemic index or anything like that. And I will be right back after I have a chance to give this a good stir. Okay, so now that we've made our chocolate fudgy part, the caramelly, fudgy, caramelly kind of part, now we're going to take our nuts and we're going to start dipping our nuts one by one in the chocolate mixture. Yummy, yummy. And you see, it doesn't get much easier than this, does it? And that's my kind of cooking. We're going to just dip our nuts. You see, they're going, honestly, let me get this camera at the right angle here. So literally I just put like a dollop of chocolate on the nut and then over onto a sheet of wax paper. And back, dollop of chocolate onto the wax paper. And I'm just going to do this until I've got all of the nuts. It's really, it doesn't get much more simple, does it? There we go. Another one. Susan, these pecans are so delicious. They are so tender. They're not dried out a lot at all, like some of the nuts that when I order raw nuts online. A lot of the nuts come and when they arrive, they're really dried out and just not really totally tasty. Because I guess, of course, they just have been sitting around somewhere, and these are so fresh and beautiful. So I've got 4 more nuts. Ooh, that's going to be a chocolatey one. Trying to use up all of my fudgy stuff here. And I've got 2 more. Oh, I kind of broke that one, but the beautiful thing about it being sort of a fudge base, as I move around here. So you can see I've got all of that fudgy caramel stuff on the nuts now. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and you can see I've got a little tiny sort of tea strainer sieve here. And I've put a little of the carrot powder in that. And, oh gosh, I need a new one. This thing has seen better days. But nevertheless, now what I'm going to do is when this stuff goes into the fridge, some of the coconut oil is going to want to separate a little bit. And again, we're trying to keep that coconut oil from separating from the fudginess. So what we're going to do is just kind of dust the cocoa powder on top of these candies. And then we're going to put this onto a plate and put it all in the freezer. So, sorry, I'm looking at the chocolate instead of at the camera to see if I've got the right angle, but you don't have to do this step. I'm going to show you some ones that I made a couple of days ago that have been in the freezer, and I didn't dust them with cocoa, and they are absolutely fine. But you will see, as I was saying, that the coconut oil sort of wants to separate. So that's where I leave it now. So I'm going to just get a plate and put those onto a plate and put them into the fridge or into the freezer so that the coconut oil will firm up. And then we have a beautiful chocolate treat. I'll go and get the ones out of the freezer that I keep there and show you what they look like. Okay, you guys, so let's get the dishcloth out of the way here. So there's the ones that I've just made, and they're ready to be refrigerated to solidify a little bit more. They will stay chewy, I found, by being chilled, which is, again, really funky. I love that because it gives almost like a caramel. It's like eating a caramel. And these are some that I made that I've had in the fridge. And I can see as they now are out of the freezer, they're starting to get a little bit of humidity, effects of the humidity. But these are so yummy. So you can see, you can see how it kind of wants to stick, because this whole combination, it's the beautiful nut on the bottom, and then the chocolate on the top. So I'm just going to have to eat one of these puppies. Totally delicious. They're sweet. I mean, it's really sweet. And yummy. So when you need a little chocolate fix and you want to stay raw, this is one way to do it. Enjoy your chocolate turtles. Just for you, Susan. Bye. Oh, and Ish, I think there's something that Susan wanted me to ask you. You like my bow?